How would you like to know the secrets of hacking your Google Ads quality score, ensuring that all your keywords have a quality score of over 8? That's what I'm revealing in this video. Today's video is going to be a real needle mover for your Google Ads account. I've been working with Google Ads and Google AdWords for over 10 years now, and I've learned so much on how to hack the quality score algorithm. On average, with my own businesses and my clients around the world, I typically achieve an account quality score average of over 8 and sometimes over 9, which is hugely beneficial in lowering cost per clicks, getting me more in search impression shares, and so forth. So today's tutorial is going to be pretty much a step-by-step guide on the secrets and hacks on how you can really increase your quality score. So bear with me as I jump over to my computer and we get started on today's tutorial. Hey guys, welcome back to my computer. What I want to do before we get started is just remind you to click that subscribe button and the like button to this video. What it does, it allows you to get notified when I release new valuable content. Also, if you have any feedback, good, bad, or ugly, let me know in the comment section below. It allows me to become better at producing content, providing you with better advice, better insights, and more practical tips. So that would be hugely beneficial to me and to you if you could do that as well. So with all that being said, let's get stuck in today's tutorial. The proof's in the pudding, as everybody always says. So here is an account that I've been working upon only for about 7 weeks now. Now, this account had terrible quality scores right the way through the account, and I've had to blur out the keywords and things relating to this particular client. But we have now just 192 keyword phrases, and the overall account average as a quality score is 9.2, which is fantastic. It's had a dramatic effect on the cost per clicks and the CPA. And as we can see here, I'm just going to scroll through, and in this column here we can see the quality score. So they're all 10s here, still 10s. We're still scrolling down into 9s, 8s. So just even here, we have over 100 keywords that have a quality score average of 8 or higher. Well, it's probably closer to 9.5 just through this 100, but the average for this entire account is 9.2. So with that being said, this video is going to be hugely valuable, so watch it all the way through. So through this tutorial, I'm going to go through some of the aspects of quality score and some of the theory and the context, which is going to be hugely valuable. And then at the end, I'm going to go through a little bit more of a how-to action plan on how you can actually implement some of the strategies and hacks and secrets that I talk about earlier in the video. So it's going to be hugely beneficial to watch right the way through. With that being said, what is quality score? Quality score is essentially a quality and user experience algorithm developed by Google. So if we go back about a decade, Google implemented quality score. Now, it was a bit rudimentary at the start. And the reason why they started with quality score is because of the Overture PPC model that is not around anymore. It was pretty much who bidded the most was at the top of the listings or the top of the auction, so to speak. So it was really hard for small business owners like yourself and myself to really get any footing within the Google Ads or pay-per-click model marketing applications. So hence Google created the quality score algorithm. Now at the start it was rudimentary, as I mentioned, and then they started to layer it with different aspects to provide an overall better experience for both Google and us as people who input search queries and want quality search results from our search queries. And that's ultimately what the quality score algorithm is all about. It allows Google to show the most relevant and user-friendly ads to the search queries inputted. That's the whole nature of Google's business, hence quality score. Now the benefits of a good quality score are fantastic. So you get lower CPCs, that's what everyone wants, because it helps you get a lower cost per acquisition for your desired end goal. It also gets you more traffic because sometimes your ad rank might be hindering your search impression share. So it can substantially help with that as well. It also obviously increases your ad rank, which has a flow-on effect to all these other benefits. The larger impression share, which I've already touched upon, means that if you've got well-performing keywords in terms of conversion rates that have low search impression share, perhaps because of lower ad rank, you can use some of the things that I'm talking about in this video to improve your ad rank, get a higher impression share, get a higher conversion number, get higher conversion numbers for your better performing keywords, which overall improves the scalability of your Google ad campaigns. Higher ad positions for essentially it can be for lower cost per clicks, which is fantastic, and I'll actually show you the math of how that works. You also get the chance to show more of your extensions because you're higher up in the ad positions. So that's a fantastic, because the more real estate you take up, the more chance you have to get people to their more preferred desired landing page, so to speak, and it allows you to take up more real estate, helping click-through rates and things of that nature, which directly influence the quality score algorithm. And last but not least, lower cost per acquisitions. Now, who doesn't want that? And that's ultimately what this entire video is about, is helping you get lower cost per acquisitions for your desired goals within your Google Ad accounts. When it comes to influencing factors, quality score is king. Some people think it's between 65 and 85% of the quality score algorithm. Now, Google haven't released the inner workings of the quality score algorithm, so we don't 100% know. We just know a lot of the influencing factors rather, but we don't know what kind of weight they have towards the overall algorithm. Now, with quality score, the reason why it's so important, well, first and foremost, greed is good. We're all greedy, and Google is very, very greedy. Now, they want the most clicked ads towards the top of the ad positions because it earns them more money. It's quite simple. Now, the other reasons why click-through rate it has such a bearing is it means that the ads with good quality score are highly relevant to the keyword that has been inputted by the prospect or the searcher. Now, this is the start of providing a good user experience from Google as a search engine to the actual searcher. So this is why click-through rate is so important. Now, the reason why quality score was developed in layers was because Google quickly realized that click-through rate could kind of be manipulated with kind of like clickbaity kind of ads or topical clickbait kind of ads. Now, what they decided to do was add layers of landing page experience. Now, what that started to do was it got away from those clickbaity kind of ads that were relevant and got a high click-through rate, but they didn't provide a good user experience. So this is where landing page experience become a pretty good influencer and kind of ranking factor within the quality score algorithm. Now, another aspect is keyword to ad relevance. Now, when you're developing your ads, you have to make sure that they're congruent in terms of messaging and meaning to the keyword, but you also want to try and incorporate that search query keyword in your ad that helps Google achieve a context that your ad is actually relevant to the specific keyword or search query. Now, some other kind of less known or less talked about quality score influencing factors is geography. Now, Google are measuring how your ads and landing pages perform based upon geography. Now, you might be a national kind of service provider or product seller in your business, and Google might determine that your ads perform better in the state of New York or a particular region in your country as opposed to California. And they can even be more specific down to city and region within a state. So it's important that if you have an account that is national based, that you might break it out into state or region based campaigns to help segment your Google Ads campaigns and allow you to choose and tailor more specific keywords and more specific ads to particular regions, influencing and improving your quality score and obviously achieving all those benefits that I spoke about just a few moments ago. With that being said, devices are also being measured in terms of quality score. Again, you might have landing pages or ads that perform better on tablets or mobile, but not on desktop, or any kind of combination of those three devices. Google are measuring that and influencing how your quality score and how your ad rank and how your ad is positioned in your campaigns down to the quality score as per your devices, if that makes sense. A little bit of a mental kind of tongue twister there, but I hope that does make sense. Now, the performance history of your account does play a pretty moderate to little influence in the quality score of your entire account and in actual the individual keyword level, at the actual individual keyword level as well. So over time, if you started at the beginning with a relatively poor quality score and you are working on improving it, it might take a little bit of time for your efforts to be substantiated, and as a longer time as your quality score is improved and is improving and reaches a very good level, you'll start to get more of a compounding effect with your quality score efforts and also the quality score results that you get from your efforts. So it's important to work on your quality score and constantly check in on a reasonably semi-regular basis, so you are getting the most from your Google ad efforts. Now, when it comes to extensions, they don't play as big as a part as they used to, say, 5+ years ago, because everyone's using them and everyone knows how to use them. So the impact they had on your account is diminished. So am I saying use extensions? Of course I'm saying use extensions, but they do not have the influence on quality score, in my opinion, that they used to have, because all of your competition are now using them. So how does this all work together? How does ad rank, quality score, how does it dictate what you pay when it comes down to the actual cost per click? So here I have just a little hypothetical table. Now, how does this all work together? How does ad rank, quality score, so on and so forth, influence the cost per click that you pay when your ad is clicked? Now, I have a little scenario here of 4 advertisers all bidding different amounts from $2 down to $8. They have a quality score ranging from 10 down to 1, and the ad ranks are calculated based upon what bid amount they have times quality score. So 4 times 4, 16, 2 times 10, 20, 6 times 2, 12, so on and so forth. So that's how ad rank is calculated. And we can see the ad rank and how it corresponds per advertiser in the ad rank column here. Now, the way that the price you pay is determined is the ad rank of the person below you divided by your quality score. So in this scenario, if you are the number one advertiser here with a quality score of 10 bidding $2, you can outperform everybody else and pay a substantially lower cost per click. So the way it would work is 16 divided by 10 is $1.60 or 1.6 plus Google add a penny due to making sure that no one has the exact same bidding amount or cost per click. So if you were bidding, if it did equate that your actual cost per click was equal to $4, they would add a penny just to make that differentiator. So you can kind of see how this works and how quality score has such a huge influence in your performance in terms of cost per click, and how this can relate on your cost per acquisition. It's a pretty simple formula, and you can see how your bid amounts actually do determine what your cost per click is, but probably and perhaps not in the way that you thought if you're new to Google Ads. Now, I must admit that I didn't think this is how it worked when I started well over 10 years ago, but it kind of gives me a good feeling to know that no matter who I'm doing work for or the businesses that I'm involved in and that I have that I've created myself, that I can compete with anyone, be it a multi-billion-dollar corporation or just an at-home operation can compete with anyone. So it kind of makes me feel very kind of like liberated in a sense that anyone can compete with anyone in this world thanks to the Google quality score algorithm. Now, some of the quality score BS that I hear, the myths and stuff, there's heaps of them. One is that there's one quality score. There is not just one quality score. As I mentioned, devices, geographic location, you've got the search network, you've got the display network. They all have different quality scores. So that is just completely, well, it's bullshit really. And I wouldn't pay any attention to that kind of information when someone says there's one quality score. It's complete rubbish. The second one is negative keywords have a huge bearing on quality score. Now they do have a little bit of an indirect factor because they help you increase your quality click-through rate rather, and have an indirect influence in that fashion. So get rid of low performing or irrelevant keywords in your account, increasing your click-through rate. The click-through rate therefore can help with your quality score, as we've spoken about that. So that's how negative keywords can have a little bit of an influence there. Now keyword stuffing is a very poor tactic in search engine optimization, but it's also a pretty poor tactic in today's world of Google Ads as well. Google are becoming more sophisticated. We've got artificial intelligence starting to influence both the Google Ads and the search engine optimization world. So it goes without saying that Google's keyword stuffing is just irrelevant. Don't do it. The thing is that you want to provide a good user experience. So write for the user and not for the search engine, and you'll do far better. But you also do, maybe once or twice, you do want to incorporate some of the major phrases within the text. That kind of goes without saying because it does help provide that more specific content, because you've got to remember that Google aren't like you and I. They can't apply common sense and context to text and imagery. So give them a little bit of a push in the right direction when it comes down to those real core keyword phrases. You hear bid high to maintain higher ad position or a better quality score. Now bidding high doesn't influence your quality score. Google factor this in. So if you bid high to get a higher average position, Google factor this in. It's they have a quality. Their quality score is actually measured upon the ad position. So they know if you have a quality score or click-through rate at so-and-so or XYZ position, say 4, and they know what the benchmark is at position 4. So that's how it works. It's based upon benchmarks and not upon the actual bid amount. So don't get caught up in that BS. The other one I hear quite often is that if I have a higher quality score, I get more sales. Well, that's not really true. You'll actually pay less per sale or cost per acquisition, which is a huge benefit. I don't think anyone's going to argue with that or say that they don't want that. So that is where the really big influencing factor is on your CPA. Now, with that being said, if you do have a lower ad rank or lower quality score, your search impression share might be lower because of that. So improving it gets you a larger piece of the pie. Therefore, you get more traffic, and therefore you can perhaps get more sales. So there is a little element of truth to that one, but by and large, no. It's BS. You're more likely to pay a lower cost per acquisition, which is a huge benefit. And lastly, some people think that search and display have a kind of relationship. That is complete rubbish. The Google Display Network is individually analyzed and calculated in terms of quality score on its own independent merit, and the same goes for the search network. So because if you spend high or low within one network, it has no bearing on the others. If you have a well-optimized search campaign, that is not going to translate into better quality score within your display networks, and vice versa. So we just brush that one aside and we'll call that one BS. Now here we are into the actual secrets to boosting your quality score. And I'm actually going to go in and show you how to implement some of these as well. So first and foremost, the Pareto principle is really strongly applied in almost all facets of our life and pretty much all facets of our marketing. So specifically in this nature, you want to be focusing on the top 5 to 20% of your Google ad account. So picking those keywords that get a lot of traffic and that have quality scores around that 4 to 6 mark. The reason being is that this is where you'll have the biggest and quickest gains or wins within your Google ad account. So filter down and identify the keywords that are getting really good traffic volume but have quality scores between 4 and 6. If they have quality scores between 3 and lower, consider absolutely just axing them all together. Perhaps they are not relevant to the products and services that you offer. Now, if they are relevant, you really do need to pay close attention. You have all sorts of problems with click-through rate, your ads are not relevant, your landing pages are not relevant, so on and so forth. Now, with the ones between 4 and 6 that are getting good in traffic volume, start to evaluate with the factors that we've covered. Pay close attention to them. How can you create a more relevant landing page specific to those keyword phrases? I do that with my businesses and with my clients. So if I have a theme of keywords that are performing poorly, I might, and I notice that the ad landing page is not performing too well, I might create a new landing page just specifically to boost the quality score of those themed keywords. And I recommend that you do the same. And as I mentioned before, with ad groups with keywords and ad groups that have low quality scores, say between 1 and 3, and you deem them as contextually irrelevant to the products or services that you have, cut them. This will help kind of influence your account quality score as a whole, that kind of historical data that we spoke about in the benefits section of this video. Again, with that 5 to 20% principle, you want to be using SKAGs and moving good performing keywords that have a lower than average or lower than desired quality score, let's say 7 or lower at this stage. So if you're using themed based ad groups, pull out the top performing keywords, the ones that get the most traffic, the ones that perhaps have a quality score of 7 or lower, and move them into SKAGs, single keyword ad groups. That way you can have really relevant ads to the best performing keyword phrases and point them to the most desired or the best user experience or the best converting landing pages. You'll get a huge increase here, and this is where I really do see quality scores going from averages of 6s and 7s up to 8s, 9s and 10s on average for a whole account. Yes, it's more effort, but the results, as you've seen when the cost per click is calculated, quality score has such a huge influence. So this is not too much effort if you really want to win the war in Google Ads. Another kind of sneaky hack, insider secret, is adding your brand's name to the keywords in particular ad groups. The reason why this works is that I've noticed in particular with large service providers or e-commerce sites that adding branded keyword phrases to product names or service offerings can really enhance the quality score of that ad group. And obviously it goes without saying that particular keyword in and of itself has a tremendous relevance, so on and so forth. So it can work really well in that way. So adding the keyword, your brand name or product brand to service or product keywords can really help add relevancy and context and help you achieve a better click-through rate as well, and also help you achieve an overall better quality score, getting you lower cost per clicks and lower CPAs. Lastly, but certainly not least, is RLSA, remarketing lists for search ads, and it's a form of remarketing. It works tremendously well. I wouldn't say it's rarely used, but it's not often used within accounts that I see where agencies haven't gone and looked at this account before. That being said, a lot of agencies don't do this for their clients, and I have no reason why they don't do this. But if you aren't using this and you are spending even a low amount, or especially if you are spending over $5,000 plus per month, you are leaving tons of revenue on the table and tons of profit. The reason is that you've already built a rapport with these people, so the likelihood of these people doing business with you is tremendously higher than if someone was cold. So therefore it influences click-through rate because the rapport is already there, so therefore more likely to interact with your ad. But your conversion rate is going to be high because they already know of you and they've already interacted with you. It just goes with the general rule of remarketing. Conversion rates are always higher. So that being said, get stuck in and use RLSA. So when it comes to implementing some of these factors and improvements and hacks into your own account, what I want to do is actually show you how to do them. So what I have here is an actual Google Ads account that is just a dummy. I spent some money to help me show people what and how to do things within Google Ads. So anything that you see here is completely irrelevant, and the particular website or business that I chose in this is a completely random one. I have no affiliation with them and actually don't know who they are. But with that being said, So the biggest influencing factor is kind of relevancy right through the whole sequence of your Google ads. So from keywords have to be congruent with the ad, and the ad has to be congruent with the landing page. So what happens there is what you want to do is evaluate in a really kind of segmented and drilled down manner the performance of your Google Ads campaign. So what you want to do is come into one of your campaigns, and you want to come into an ad group, perhaps that is a little bit more of a broader spectrum, such that might be using the match type or modified broad match as this one is here. Now what you want to do is come into search terms and actually understand the particular keyword phrases or search queries that are actually being inputted by searchers and triggering your ads. Now here you would actually have conversion data, and I don't have that here because this is just a purely hypothetical account. But what you would do is find the specific keywords that are performing really well. So you might have something like this one here that has an exceptionally high conversion rate, a low CPA. So this keyword here, walk-in bath and shower, is performing really well. So what we want to do is grab that particular keyword phrase and create an ad group specifically for it. And as they always say, I've already done this. So what we do is we come back to ad groups, and we can say just walk-in bathtub. So I kind of chose the wrong particular keyword back there. But what we can see here is an exact match, walk-in bathtub. So this walk-in bathtub keyword has an ad specifically for this particular and crafted for this particular keyword phrase. Furthermore, I can actually send people to a walk-in bathtub page if this business has it. Now, the actual funny thing is here is that I didn't actually run this campaign for all too long, only a handful of days and not much spend. But we can see here that the quality score is 7, which is pretty decent. But where we need to work upon is ad relevance and landing page. Now, this particular business didn't actually have a walk-in bathtub page, and I feel that that's where I'm being hurt the most here. So perhaps if this is your business, you can create a landing page that is specific to this particular keyword phrase. If it dictates it gets or if it shows that it gets enough search engine volume, and the CPA metrics such as conversion rate, cost per acquisition are in your favor. This is single-handedly one of the biggest actions you can take upon your within your Google ad account, that will influence not only the quality score and ad rank side of things, but also your conversion rates, getting people to their more desired or a better landing page more quickly will have a tremendous effect on your conversion rates and therefore your CPAs, allowing you to bid more, allowing you to perhaps spread your kind of keyword wings or broaden your horizons within your keywords to scale your account, because now you know this tactic of SCAGs and creating more relevant landing pages based upon the keywords that you're showing. With that all being said, I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial today. I've really enjoyed presenting it to you. And just before you go, I have a kind of a special offer. If you head over to my website, brandhamill.com, you can get a free marketing video audit of your digital marketing efforts. What I do is I go right through your Google ad accounts, your Facebook, your email marketing sequences, your landing pages, and I create a video just like this, a bit of a screen capture one that is completely private, can't be seen by anyone else. I send it directly to you, and what I do is I just kind of go through all the good, the bad, and the ugly, and provide you advice on what you can improve to really improve your quality score, improve landing pages, and overall get you more leads and conversions and lower that cost per acquisitions. So if you want to get a video like that will tremendously help your business, just scroll down to the bottom here, click this button, fill in the forms. As you'll see here, there's no kind of selling or pressure, there's no BS, there's no obligation, it's completely free. Fill out the form, and I'll get the video back to you probably in about 3 days is the typical kind of time span. So with that being said, don't forget to click that subscribe button, click the like button on the video, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye-bye.